I didn't have any, this is Mary Jo. I didn't have any questions about the website specifically. We did, one of our people did, Erica, she did the Google Analytics, but I have to go in and again and check it because, you know, she had just done it, so there wasn't much there. But
Okay.
my concern, and we may want to do it offline though, I've sent you a couple of my very weird emails coming from another country. And, you know, those I think started when we changed over to MyLO's, but I don't know. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we can definitely check in about that offline. And if there are domains, and these are the endings of the email address, like if the ending of the email address, you're noticing that there's a pattern, we could take that too, because our tech team might be able to add them to a list where their entries would just be rejected, if that is the case that we're seeing that the domains.
And I've sent a few of those out, but I will, yeah, we can
Yeah,
talk
let's
about it later. Okay.
definitely.
All right. So
Okay.
what's the you said there's going to be a update tomorrow. Is that related to the changes that everybody has to do?
Yeah, so our tech team is going to be improving our site's performance, and that will lessen the lag so that we're seeing faster load times. They're going to be taking care of that, or starting that change at 7 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. That process, they're thinking it's going to be about 30 minutes, but we've given a window of an hour for when the sites will be down. So that time that they're working and making the switch, the sites will not be accessible. And we do also ask that you hold off on any changes to your site after 3 a.m. Eastern time, because that's the start time for our tech team to get the work going. So by 8 a.m. we should see some performance differences, and if there's any, we shouldn't see any errors or any issues of, you know, things not coming up. But if that happens, definitely do reach out to us, because we could get our tech team on it as soon as possible.
So you just mean like it won't take as long to load and stuff when we're
Yeah.
going between. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you may see, yeah, you'll see not only those effects when you're going through your site, like as a public member, but you'll also notice it on the back end too, like when you're making edits to the site.
Yeah, that's when we notice it a little bit. Not horrible, but yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody have any other specific questions? Otherwise, I could try to
I have one.
fling a topic. Yeah.
Our treasurer would like to have the application for membership and payment all on the same page.
Okay.
And right now you fill out the form, you submit it, and then you make the payment based upon that second page.
Mm-hmm.
And logically, I don't think that's possible to do it all on one page, but we've had several people that just don't seem to get it right.
We've had that experience too, Harriet.
Oh, okay.
And I have to email them and say, hi, I'm glad you want to join, but you need to go to the second page, you know,
and pay.
It's so awkward.
Right. It is.
Yeah, definitely understand you there.
And I noticed, I think it's Wheaton in our area,
Mm-hmm.
You can pay on the first page and it takes you to a second page, but it says it will take you back to the first page.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same thing I noticed on Roselle, Bloomingdale as well. They have the payment, that's the first step. And I'm assuming the way they have their PayPal button set up is after they make payment, they're being redirected to this very same page. But then it's on the user to come down to the form and then complete that second step. That would be definitely one way. If you want it to be first step payment and then second step fill out the form, I think this method is heading in the right direction. What you could do to make it a little bit easier is have this form on its own page. So rather than adding the form where the payment is going to be, and I probably should masquerade here. I'm going to jump over to my demo site so that we can pretend as if we are adding our own. Yeah, let's work with the join page. So let's say this is where our PayPal information is going to be, that the membership form. We'll pretend that that is going to take us to the PayPal form. I'm unable to show the PayPal side, but there is at least a step to take with PayPal where you must specify the redirection URL. So within the PayPal account, when you're editing that specific PayPal button for your membership, I believe it's within the additional details or something along those lines, but it will ask you for a destination URL. And that's where you can specify this, a secondary page. So if we were using the join page as our kind of payment page, then we need a second location to serve as our form to collect the information. So what I would do is just create a form from scratch. So add form from the Administer League site menu. And then you might give some instructions. You landed here from PayPal payment page. Fill out form below. Just to orient them and let them know where they are and that they have come from the correct place. And that's, I think, is good enough there as far as just having the title and the bit of instruction. The league to which this belongs, you probably won't have to worry about because you'll have only one league you belong to. And then you can go ahead and save. Whoops. I thought I added that in. Make sure you have a title. Okay. So obviously the next steps are to have some questions in there. You'll be able to get away with copying some of these. So we'll start off real easy. The first couple ones are going to be all text fields because you just want them to simply type in whatever characters they need. When we add that, the label gets thrown down into the form key. And you can add a description. I'll leave this one blank. Most people know what name means. And we're going to leave the rest of the settings as is. Definitely peruse these and see what they offer. But when it comes to a name field, simple is better here. And we'll go ahead and save that component. And what I can do here is clone. With cloning, the only downside is you have to type both the label and the form key. So next might be, before we take their email address, let's say phone number. And for the form key, they don't have to match. They just must be unique, so you cannot have any duplicates. and no spaces. So if you wanted to use spaces, use underscores instead. And I believe capitalization is okay. For this, I'll go ahead and just make it clear that it's going to be optional and uncheck the required box. I can uncheck it from here or on the next page after I save. Unique comes in handy with, I would say, email addresses more than anything if you want to make sure that you're not getting duplicate entries. But for the rest of these, again, I'm going to leave them blank and go ahead and save this component as well. And don't worry about the order too. You always have a chance to move those around at the end or at any point. Next, we'll do email. And we have a specific text field, or not text field, form type for email. It's special because if somebody's logged in, that will be filled out automatically. This is one that will require as well. And this is a bit kind of a tangent, but if anybody is willing, if you do use PayPal, we could use it in the example if you wanted to see what it could look like.
We have PayPal.
Yeah, we do too.
Because we could just create kind of a test button and play around with that and then get rid of it as soon as we're done with the demo here. Okay, so that using the email that the user has logged in with, you do have to specify that setting. So by checking that box, this represents the email address of the current user. And again, this was something that you could make unique if you wanted to make sure that user is sending in a response only once. And we'll go ahead and save. We have at least a somewhat beefy form here. It's not too large. You probably would have definitely more options than just this, but we can at least work with this. So who would like to grant me access to their
Take me a
to their
while
PayPal?
Find the information.
We don't have PayPal.
Well, and let me see if while you're doing that too, I might check if I have business PayPal access.
But another way, I think you said in the last time I was on this meeting, we can't clone a page from another gig. But if we found one we liked, you can clone it and put it on our site, right?
That's right. Yeah. As an admin, we will always have this clone feature. So as a webmaster, we only see it for our own stuff.
If I liked Wheaton or Roselle, then I could just clone that and.
Yeah, there are a few, whenever you're getting a form that's cloned, there's a few more places to change as opposed to if you were receiving a cloned page or any other type of content item. So, you know, as usual, the edit draft or new draft section, you should go through there to make changes. Any of the web form or form components, like if any other their instructions are specific to Wheaton, definitely check there. And then a couple other places are the emails. Because this is brand new, we don't have anything set up, but definitely check there. And then within the form settings, we have an area for the confirmation message.
Sure.
So that's another area there too.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely easier to get a form that has a whole lot of form components so that you don't have to create each individual component yourself.
Well, this is Mary Jo. We certainly have a lot, but there was one thing I wanted to try and add, which was for the second member in the household, for them to be able to, I think this was it, to tell me what their primary phone was or something like that. But my question right now is, did you tell us that, because Peggy thought that if we wanted to add something to that list, that you would have to do that?
Oh, no, that's something
Doesn't
that you
sound
have
like it. Yeah.
access to. Mm-hmm.
Okay, not that we would know how to do it, but you don't have to do it. So we should try and figure it out. Okay. Thank you.
Did you have any idea on what you wanted to, or an idea of what you were looking to add?
Well, we could look at it and then give people some ideas too. Yeah, when I get there, I guess what I want to have in the end is that the second member would be asking the same questions basically as the first member.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And with cell phones, everybody has a unique phone number.
And not just, that makes sense. Not providing just one field for both members.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure how I've got it, but when we open it up, we'll see.
Okay. Okay, so we have.
So I've got email for the second member.
Well, you do have phone there.
But I don't have, oh, okay, phone second number. I guess, so maybe that's all I wanted to do was to ask if it's mobile or home, or cell or home.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason, yeah, I think that's all it is, because
Okay.
if any of you ever work on the membership thing, in the roster, there's one column for home, landline, and one for cell. And so when you bring it over, it's set up that way. So I think if I don't, and I would have to just guess, whether it was cell or mobile. This way I wouldn't have to guess.
Yeah, let's, this will be easy just because it's already made, but I can also go over how we made that option. So to get to here, I jumped over to web form. Choose phone type. That is the way we set it up. Let's go ahead and, well, I'll go ahead and clone it. We'll be able to see what it looks like and how it was initially set up. The label is, because of the way we set it up, I turned the label off, so it's not displaying. So at the moment, this label isn't a big deal because the public is not seeing that. We added the options. It is a requirement to have something on the left of the of this straight up and down symbol, and then whatever's on the right of that symbol is what displays to the public. The portion on the left, again, doesn't have to, just like the form key up above here, it doesn't have to be the same as the label. This portion doesn't have to be the same as what the public sees, but just make it unique. So I couldn't have another 1 down here because I already used the number 1 up here. So my list would go on to 3. I could do 5. The order is to keep track for myself, but just know that it doesn't have to be in any specific order, just no duplication, and make sure you're adding that symbol to separate. Okay. Once we have the options specified, we wanted to make sure that somebody could choose multiple, that we really could leave that blank if you wanted to make sure someone was choosing mobile or home. Right now, they have the option to choose both if they decided to. And it's not a required item as of right now.
So how am I asking the primary member? How did it work?
The phone field, I believe it says primary phone, and then right underneath are the check boxes for mobile or home.
So I'm not asking it for a second phone.
Yeah, but you-
This secondary, there's a second
I can't
phone
remember.
field, and that one is, let me pop it open here. We have the primary phone and the phone second member.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? So,
Or we can rename that secondary phone.
no, I was
That what
just
you're
thinking,
thinking?
so typically, you know, when you go to put somebody new in, you can put, oh, wait a minute, I guess you can't put both numbers, can you? Okay,
Oh, in the database.
yeah.
Well,
Huh.
but I thought it was like how you were saying, if it is one mobile and one home, you might be able to, or yeah, I'm not.
I can't remember now, because I'm trying to think what it looks like when you export the roster. And it definitely gives 2 columns now. And some of mine have phones in both columns, but maybe they're both the same number. Oh geez, I can't remember. But
Well, the good thing is you don't have this as a requirement, this second phone field. So,
but what I was going to say was though, if we could do the same thing for the phone second member, ask him if is it a mobile or a home.
yeah, definitely. So let's jump back over here. Because this is a clone of this form component, I'm just going to add _2. Because as soon as, if I didn't do that, if I didn't change it, as soon as I saved, the system would say, hey, that form key's already in use. Okay, so now let's go down to save this. Oh, one last thing that I did change, that by default, the label display is going to be set as above. So that is the, let's see an example. This would serve as an example of a label, or this is the label. And the box around this text is the field. So we're making it so that that label won't be visible. Coming back here again. So we set the label display to none. And save that component. And it tells us we just cloned that choose phone type. Let's go down to find it. Because they're both exactly the same, it doesn't matter which one I pull down. But I do want to make sure it's under the phone second member, and save that. All right, let's check that out. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, because I think it's important, because maybe somebody will want to text somebody, you know?
Yeah, and it gives you some flexibility if ever you had a texting service or something. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
more ability.
Well, thank you. There's no way I could have
Definitely.
figured that out, by the way. So thank you.
Definitely, definitely.
Check mark. Okay. But that does remind me of something. It seems like I saw on the Gmail group, and maybe they were talking about this update thing tomorrow, or people are supposed to be working on, but it sounded like I don't know, it almost sounded like they had an outside webmaster from another, you know, like a private one. And did some people do that?
I have heard of some leagues. There does seem to be a couple of leagues who might be working with the same like outside webmaster, and then there might be some other leagues that are working with their own professionals. But yeah, I have heard of some leagues taking that on.
Huh. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, if I did have one of the leagues who is working in tandem with one of the other leagues with one person. She let me know if somebody is interested, we might be able to get you in connection with that person. So,
so this is a paid person.
I believe so.
So she's familiar with MyLO.
Yeah, because she's working with at least 2 other leagues.
And so what are the kinds of things that she would do that was it stuff that maybe they'd come to you and say, and then you'd say, well, that's really something that, local leagues should do themselves? Is it that kind of thing?
As of yet, we haven't had her approach the MyLO team, so it doesn't seem like she's trying to do anything advanced. I think it's just the regular upkeep of posting
Okay, here's
stuff.
our meeting, put it up. Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Thank
And
you.
I would imagine they're probably, not having to format everything exactly how it needs to be. I would imagine she's doing some of that too, the
Of course,
design of.
yeah, if she's getting paid, sure, of course. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if there's anybody in Michigan.
Right. Yeah. And I will say too, I whenever we get volunteer requests, I will throw that in there to try to pique people's interests. It's not an official volunteer position, but we'll make it there if leagues are willing.
Well, and some people, maybe they're retired and they're not involved so much in the league, but hey, they really get into tech stuff. Who knows? And that
Yeah.
would be their volunteering for the league. Who knows?
Exactly.
Another thing I'd asked you about was, and you answered me, how I could get into the media library directly.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I did, because I was concerned about the thing we all got about, making sure your images are, you have permission and all that.
Mhm.
So I did go, I used the link, but, I think what happened was there were like, how many pages did I write? 126 pages. So I didn't know how to filter it. But at some point, somewhere I clicked something else, and maybe it was later on, but it showed 5 images that we had used, but I knew that we had used more than that. And I think and I thought, well, maybe those are ones we have permission for, because I think we had more than 5 in our specific media area. So I didn't, I don't know what I was clicking on, but I wanted to see what I've used to make sure that it looked like there was permission.
Oh yeah, for sure. First off, did you end up going through manage files? Was that where you
That
ended up?
sounds familiar, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you're going through manage files, the first screen that we see is manage my MyLO files. So it is my personal, we are looking at our own personal files that we've uploaded.
Okay.
So right now I'm masquerading as you, Mary Jo, so I'm seeing this screen as if I were you.
Okay.
So these are all of the ones that you personally have uploaded. The way you can see where these files that you've uploaded yourself are being used by clicking on the link that says 0 places or anywhere along those lines.
You mean there are 3 places we used on our website?
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
that item is being, or that file is being used in 3 places. And those places
Hey, one of them is me.
are not only restricted. Yeah, they're not only restricted to your own league because, and I'm going to jump back really quick. I'll jump back to this screen in a second. But when you uploaded this, you specified, yes, display this in the media library. So that means, yes, share it with all other webmasters. So when we,
And I see where it says permission received. So if you could click back, because that's what I wanted to I can't read it very well, but it looks like permission. Received.
Permission received.
So all of, so if you could just, are there 5 there? Are there 5 showing?
I believe so. Yeah. So these
Okay.
are just your personal ones.
But like I said, I thought we had more than that.
Not including your league. So if Peggy uploaded.
Like we stole it. We took it from somebody else's. Is that what you mean?
No. So these are like I recognize a few of these files. I was masquerading.
I know. We use that piggy bank. She went to Creative Commons, and we use that for our donate thing.
But the reason they're only these 5 here is because they're associated only to your username. So you as the user, Mary Jo Duravage, uploaded these files. Peggy's list is going to be on her login screen when she sees manage my MyLO files.
Oh, because I thought she put the piggy bank in. Okay. So, okay, so go back to how could I find out in the media library, that section where it's all the ones that, you know, me or Peggy or Erica have used.
Okay. For that, it is a little bit harder because well,
I mean, without having, I mean,
Yeah.
I know I could do it if I was pretending I was doing something, but I couldn't even remember how to do it. But like I said, it seems like there'd be some way to filter those 126 pages. of media.
there is a way to filter by user. So
I
you
could
would
use
first,
all three. Okay.
you would click on view all files first because we want to get away from my list and go to the all
Yes.
full list.
Okay.
And then in the user field,
Okay.
start typing in the
Kearney.
user.
Kearney.
Um,
Okay.
I'm going to try. I haven't tried this before to enter a separate user with just by using a comma. You said
Oh.
Erica.
Mara, Marra. I don't think she's put anything in there, but I could be wrong. But I know
Okay.
it should be a user. She signed up, I think.
So,
We gave
and
her
then click apply. Hopefully we'll see both
Oh,
results. I'm going to quickly scroll
okay.
down
Those
to
are
the
all
bottom.
ours. Okay.
And you said there's a chance that Erica didn't upload anything.
I don't think she did. Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
try using yours. I just want to try this again in case this does work so that you
Yeah,
can search by
sure,
multiple
yeah.
users.
Yeah.
Let's see, does it bring up both of you? Yeah, it does. Awesome. Okay.
Well, but I don't.
So-
Oh, so Erica might have. You know what? I think Erica posted that candidate form.
So we have
Well, maybe
the
delay.
person who posted it
Oh.
username is here.
Oh, all right. All right. Oh, so I see what you're saying, but mine aren't still there.
We do have them down in the list.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Well,
And
thank
they're
you
in
much.
order of the upload date. So that's the reason why it's a
Okay.
little lower.
So I go to just starting from the beginning, that third one down on the left, I think, what manage files or something. And it brings me to this. And then I put
I'm going to start over too. So manage files either from the main menu or from your administer league site menu.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Manage files.
And then view all files.
Okay. And then
and because I was just here, it remembered this stuff, but you should see a blank user field and then just add as many usernames as you need.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
So that's everybody, right? So if you put in my name, it would show up my thing too. That's not league specific at all. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Once you get over to the view all files.
So if they had something that I wanted and they said that I knew that she had posted it, I put in her name, I could get it and I could use it then, right? And that's how I could find it. That's one way I could find it.
And that's only if they chose yes, show in the media library. If you happen to know that somebody was posting something, you know, not secretly, but posting it only to their personal MyLO, at that point, congrats on knowing that information. But then at that point, it's up to you to reach out to them personally. But yeah, if
you can go in and change, can you go in and change your setting after you put it in the first time? Yeah,
you as the file owner, because you are the one uploading it, have the ability to change that. While I won't actually make the change, but just to show you, either click edit or click on the file name and you'll get another chance to click on edit. And this gives you, it'll look very familiar, pretty much the same questions that you got when you first uploaded it. And so just make the change there to that question and save at the bottom.
Now, where's the part about permission and stuff?
It is right here in this checkbox. I have permission to use this image on our website.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's something you have access to change after uploading as well. So if for some reason the item was uploaded without permission, you have an ability to fix that.
So again, going back to filtering, I know this would be too easy, but is there a way for me? Okay, so say I'm looking for a picture of a young, I don't know, young voter or something, and I wanted to look in the media file, but I wanted to get ones that say, you know, I have permission through Creative Commons or
Mhm.
somehow indicating that there's permission. Is
Yeah.
there a way to do that?
Yes. Rather than going through manage files, the way of doing that is going through the content that you want to make a change to. So whether you're creating a slideshow item or you're adding an image to your homepage or to a newsletter, wherever it may be.
All right. But that's what I was trying to avoid, but okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it will be easier than the manage files method. So any piece of content that you're editing, you're going to use the media browser icon. This allows you to drop in a file. With any one of these tabs, My League Files, My Files, or All Files, you have this field here. I have permission to use this document on our website. Permission not confirmed. We want to change that to permission received. Sorry, I'm zooming in just a bit more so it rearranged the placement of those, but change that to permission received. And you'll have only results of media that is okay to be used. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I guess it's a dumb question, but several of these, they look like slides, just have blue, you know, printing on them. You know, like the first one. I mean, what is that going to be?
It is because the file name is longer and it's covering it. One thing I would recommend, is using the zoom function on your keyboard.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Control plus or minus on a Windows PC, and then on a Mac, I believe it's that Command Z plus or minus. But that will help, especially with those that are like overlaid.
So
with
there really is a
title.
picture there, but I just can't see it because okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. The grayed out title above does not help.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask Harriet and Barb. So have you found on your website that maybe you have stuff that shouldn't be there?
Oh, I
you don't
haven't
have permission
checked, but I
for,
think
or-
I probably do.
Not on my website, because we've only put up some pictures that came and they gave them to us when they
Okay.
gave us the website, or
Yeah.
pictures we've taken. You know,
okay.
if we go out and take pictures of the league, then we
Yeah.
ask people, can we post this? And they say,
Yeah.
sure. And
Okay.
those are the pictures we haven't even gone to some of the places that we've heard from about you guys, you know, open places you can get. We haven't even done that yet.
Yeah.
We just haven't done enough. We just.
Now this vote one, you know, we're on Facebook, and so I emailed or I talked to the person who does that, and she goes, well, I got that from League of Women Voters years ago. Well, you know that if we go on the National League of Women Voters page, we're not going to find a nice, I wish we could, you know, here are some graphics you can use. There's a lot of pictures, but there aren't a lot of graphics, and I love that one, but you're not going to, I don't think it's anywhere there. I wish they would do that.
Yeah, that would be a wonderful resource. Another thing that you might try is reverse image searching if you really are unsure about the origin of an image. Let's see if it'll work. I haven't tried it myself, but I imagine that it is simply downloading, saving the image to your computer. And then let's make our way to, I believe it's images.google. No, let me search it. Google image search.
Oh,
.com, images.google.com. And then you'll click on the little camera, search by image. Oh, and I actually didn't have to download the image. Because I did, I would just go through, upload an image and choose file. But the other way, to use the image URL, I'm going to come back to where I had the image and right click. And this actually might be easier if I wasn't using the slide.
Yeah.
But I'll copy,
Copy,
yeah, copy image link.
image, look, okay.
Yeah. It's the same as if I were to open the image in a new tab, because what we're copying is this up here. When I selected copy image link, this is
Oh,
what
wow.
was added to our clipboard.
Wow. Now I wish there was a 1, 2, 3 on that.
But how is that telling? So then you think somewhere in there it might have something, because I did find something the other day that actually had embedded in the URL something about the League of Women Voters. And I thought, oh, it must be okay then. But is that why you showed it to us?
Well, I show it to you because that's another way of copying the URL, the image URL. And
But why would I want to do that? I wanted to find out, I thought because I was talking about how do I know that something.
yeah, this is another way to, like by searching, reverse searching an image on Google, we're using the image to ask Google where else has this image existed online. And that might help us find the oldest instance of it, and that might tell us where it was born.
Oh.
Okay. Well, but we
you-
won't know if they're that advanced until we hop in here.
Oh, look. Okay. So this is what happened when you.
This is the result after reverse searching for this image. We have some visually similar, but I'm not seeing.
Oh, so it shows. So the one on top it shows you what you're looking for.
Yeah. So it's giving me an example of my own image.
Okay.
And then I'm assuming the search terms were taken from the image, like how you were saying, Mary Jo. And so that's now included as search terms.
Okay. But that would make me feel okay. Oh.
And we have yours up here. Nice. But so far, okay, it does look like the National League has a like an inverted version of this back in 2013.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh.
So I'm going to open that in a new tab.
Oh.
Look at that. That definitely reassures me it's looking good. If it's back in 2013 and this was a version that the National League is using.
Yeah, she said she got it on I think a brochure or something, a handout.
Okay.
Several years ago.
And it could be that that handout, it might not be online. And so that's the reason we're not seeing the exact match. But we're definitely seeing an older, a bit different version from the National League. But as we keep going, we have additional results from the National League, another one from a local league. But it's looking good. This is looking good for us.
What does that say? Newsflash, Garden City, Michigan. Where did that go?
Oh, that it looks like the League of Women Voters was holding an event with Garden City.
That's probably Livonia or Northwest Wayne County. Okay. So, okay.
Yeah, so that's another way if you're, if the image kind of came out of the blue and you want to know where else it might have come from, this will give you results, and from a lot of them will give you a date.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is good. I hope I remember how to do this. I have it written down, but yeah, that's good. Don't you think that's a good tip, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I can. That's
And while we're on the topic of images, just to remind everybody, Flickr is always an option. I think that is the National League's. Yeah. So flickr.com/LWV is going to take you to our National League's Flickr site. And I believe, ours is at LWVC possibly. And it is not.
I know they've got it on their website underneath images or something. There's a link to it. And it has a category, but it does, I wish they'd have images as a category.
And I'm
Yes.
sorry, what was that for the Flickr?
The Flickr one, yeah, that doesn't look familiar to me, but it's, there is a link to it on their main page, but, and then it's got it by categories. And so, you know, I looked at the history ones, but I would like to have a category of graphics, you know, like we just looked at for the vote one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem to have very many graphics, mostly photos. And if they do
Right.
have
That's not gonna
graphics,
help either.
they are mixing them in with these. So you would
Yeah.
find them in the photo stream. But I
Yeah.
think, was it these albums that
You
you
know,
were seeing?
that doesn't look like, it doesn't have that many, I don't think it had that
Oh,
many
okay.
categories, although if you go to the end, if there's one on history, because I think history was either the second one or way at the end. No, this doesn't look familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have as many graphics available.
That's interesting because I don't think that's the page I go to when I click it from the main page. I'll have to look again.
And were you reaching it from their
Website. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I just probably typed in under management like images or something. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I don't know if they do have another way of or another place for images. I haven't been to the league management in quite a while.
Well, I think it is called Flickr. I think you're right, but it just didn't look that way to me when I went into it. So I don't know what you'd look under.
Okay. I would recommend if you do
Okay,
end up
here
on
it
the
is.
Flickr, the photo stream, that's the place you'll want to be looking at the photo stream. But I'm going to jump back to the images. I see a note on image use. Okay. I'll do
Yeah, there.
the
Try that.
US. I see. It's landing on their albums.
Oh,
Yeah. So you'll want to click on photo stream. Unless you do want to look by albums.
well, album meaning category?
Pretty much. It is like what
It's like
what they-
events.
yeah, it looks like they're relating it by events. So like the
Well, I
People
know there
Powered
was
Fair
one
Mats.
I know history. Oh, there it is. Historical photos. Okay.
Oh,
So
I
that-
see.
That is the page that I must have landed on. Yeah. So national yeah. See those categories. Yeah, rallies. But see, yeah.
They do have, I would say, they don't have too many graphics, but for kind of filler shots like this, I would imagine that their national voter registration events will have a lot of like candid.
Voter registration day.
Yeah, they're going to have some shots where they're not going to have either faces or they're going to be very generic.
And
Another,
we'd be comfortable in using any of these images, right? Because
that's right.
Yes.
Because they're giving us permission to use them as league, as being affiliated with the league.
But I mean, with all the you know, they're saying to us use social media, and so it's so much easier, I would think, and maybe more appropriate to use graphics sometimes. It just seems funny that there isn't more of an effort to make them, you know, more available to us. And I don't know if anybody's heard what the examples were that people, you know, were fined for. I don't know if they were graphics or I think maybe it was a photo, but it wasn't a picture, you know, it wasn't people from their league. It was probably some nice, you know, flower or something.
Yeah,
they
I'm not
took
sure.
somewhere.
It most likely was a stock image, I would imagine, where it probably had either actors or just was a scene of some sort.
Yeah.
But definitely if
Yeah, we do that.
they had shared that with us, if there was anything that we needed to make a change on our end. Along with the Flickr sites, the National League does call out to Canva and Shutterstock. I also want to remind you guys of Pixabay and Unsplash. These are two sites.
I've heard of those.
They will they will be free to use.
We talked about that last time. And then
Yeah.
They're
They're pretty helpful when it comes to generic and sometimes graphics, but generic images and graphics you'll find on either one of these, pixabay.com and unsplash.com. Attribution is not required, so you don't have to give credit to the artist.
Oh. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's
That's on
what we're
Pixabay.
always looking for.